everybody. Look, I got me a microphone. Hey, everybody.
Wait, they didn't sponsor this. Put that down.
I know. It's like, hey, everybody. Y'all know it's Thursday. I'm super excited because it's Thursday, December the 28th. So that means that we are literally in the last episode. Babe, do you know what episode this is?
This is number 9.
This is episode number 9. I can't believe I did it, y'all. I stuck it in there, y'all. 9 weeks. Yo, I swear, after the first month, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is a wrap. But people really was texting me like, yo, you cannot stop. So I'm very excited that I did not stop because I have had such amazing people on every week. And I have to say by far, babe, that this month is probably a little bit my favorite because I got my man's right here.
The bishop, the doctor, or me.
I'm
Bishop,
done.
Yes, but y'all know who it is. It's me, and y'all know who he is, That's Mr. Teedrick.
Teedrick in the building.
But I'm super excited to announce who I got on tonight. Y'all know I've been posting on social media who my folks are that we have tonight. But tell the people who y'all are.
I'm JP Heath, father of 3, husband of Stephanie Heath.
Oh, you Mr. Stephanie.
Yes, I'm Mr. Stephanie, I guess.
That's right. We let our women shine. We ain't overshadowed by that.
I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that at all. How are you?
Who? Yeah, tell her. Ask her who she.
Yes, I am Stephanie Heath, the wife of Heath, the mother of Aaron, who's 17, Samaj, who is about to be 13, and Makai, who is 10
years old.
I can't even take it.
I know, right? Yeah. It's a lot. It's too much. Educator, worshiper. I don't know.
All that.
Bishop.
Yeah. No bishop.
Entrepreneur.
Warrior.
No bishop.
I mean,
she a service starter.
She lay hands too.
You know what?
Oh, she do it all. You know she do it all. You do it all.
She a service starter. I love it. I love when she go. Come on, men and women of God. Let's step a praise in here.
Look what they said already. She look like you, teacher. This is all the time.
Yo, swear this away.
That is crazy. So Reverend Capers is I know her since I was a little girl. I was 13, I think. Reverend Capers, you probably knew me before that, but she is from the AME church. But that is hilarious. I'm saying that because you don't know us like at all. But Reverend Capers, I promise you, we hear this all the time. Yeah. All the time. It's crazy from people we don't know. So
it's the gap.
It has to be the gap. It has to be. It has to be. That's funny. And my hair is all the way back. I told my husband I didn't realize I had this big behind forehead. Like I just never I never wear my hair back. She said as soon as I see her. That's crazy. Yeah, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited tonight because we're going to end this year talking about transformation. That thing was for real. Like I could feel that thing about the authentic you. Oh, thank you. She said we're beautiful women.
Thank you.
I felt that thing literally. I think it was I was talking to in November. Tetra. She was talking about identity, and I felt that thing like the authentic you. And I honestly think that's one of the things that is missing right now, right? With people, like to be transparent, that authentic you, that you, like the you before we was formed in our mom's womb, like that person is that them people are missing. It's like we're waiting for those people to show up, but it went into transformation. And I love how they marry one another because in order to be the authentic you have to transform. So I think they marry each other. But I think one of the things last week that I know I wanted to talk about with y'all, I heard it loud and clear about being the you that God wants you to be instead of the you that you want to be. I know. Sorry, I'm tapping. he usually like hands down. I start grabbing stuff and tapping because I get excited. I feel like every time I talk about God, I get excited. Every time I talk about being authentic, I get excited.
And you should.
Yes, I get excited. I'm serious because I said last week remember what Tadia said when she made that comment, and I felt like I knew it was real then. The transformation thing last week, Tadia was like, we was talking, but we was like in the kitchen talking, and she was like, and Kyle, she's like, you really don't know my mom. And we was like, what? She's like, you really don't know my mom. Like, this is a whole nother person. But when she said it, that thing was like, yo, she's for real, because she seen me before I was me. I mean, and of course, we still have not arrived to who we are and who we're supposed to be, but she seen me when I was a young mom. She seen me when I was an old mom, like after I had Mason. And then she seen me, be a wife 2 times.
Yeah.
She's seen such, she's been there because she's 21. She's been there through all these stages, and she's seen transformation legitly, to the point where I hope she's not on, but she just want to be like me. And I be trying to tell her, like, and they just want to be like me. And it's funny, right before this, we was just grabbing something to eat real fast. And I said, Tania changed her major again. And he was like, she's a history major. I'm like, nah, she's literally an English major now. Like, she wants to be an English teacher. This chick wants to be just like me. But it does me proud, and it excites me, because that means that I am doing what God told me to do, transform, and not be who I want to be, but be who I'm telling you to be. Because when you are who I'm telling you to be, people will follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll automatically get that influence, if that makes sense. You'll start cultivating your environments. You'll start walking in the rooms, and people will flock to you, or either you'll walk in a room and they'll be like, oh, she's here, but they know what that means. It's not a negative, tone of she's here, but well, here comes the true speaker, like, or here comes the real worshiper, or that's what I told you. When you come, as soon as you come out with that mic, you like, men and women of God, lift up my praise in here.
She is crazy.
Steph, I ain't even gonna go you, but I'm gonna let y'all talk. But Steph, I told you, when your voice changes, that's how I know when it gets real. It's that's like that thing, but like,
that's the shift.
Of God, like
that's the shift. That's the shift.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a different tone. I just like, I don't know if y'all hear, but I hear that means it's real right now. Like, I can literally hear it, but I hear the authenticity of this is who God is pruning me to be, or transforming me to be. So, but anywho, I want y'all just to go ahead and just, I ain't give y'all no leeway, but y'all go ahead and say whatever it is that y'all want to start with.
That's not even fair. You look,
you
just throw us up.
Look, set us up.
My God.
I mean, when I'm here with 2 bishops, I mean, y'all should know.
When you
like,
have greatness, you can move out the way.
Yeah, I'm moving right on out this way. Look, clear the way.
Look, I do like what you said. Honestly, when it comes to being authentically you, being authentic, I feel like when you are authentic, you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to beg anybody to follow you. People will run to follow you. People love people who have vision. People love people who have integrity. People love people who have character. So you never have to beg anybody to do anything. You don't have to beg anybody to, support me. You don't have to beg anybody. And the funny thing is, like, I'm learning more and more now of how to be the authentic me. Now, I mean, before, I just knew that I never followed them. I don't like following people. I like doing my style, my own thing. I like doing my own way. Kyle, y'all know, like, if somebody say go left, I'm gonna try to go right a little bit. You know what I mean?
We know you don't like following people. You had on them pants last Sunday. Go ahead.
That's our pants. That was authentically him. Nobody else.
But you know what? Even with that, like, somebody came to me and said, "Man, you a bold guy." I'm like, yeah, I do what makes me happy. I do what makes me feel good. But one thing as a leader, I've learned, even like with my wife, watching me be authentically myself, push her to get out of her comfort zone. To be who she was intended to be. And I never knew what that was. I just was, I don't know how I got it, but I think the thing was just learning how to be like fully like, listen, God, this is what you tell me to do. I'm gonna do it. Because even when it came with me with music and stuff, I wanted so hard to pursue music, wanted to do this, but God was like really dealing with me with other stuff. But I was like, yo, man, I love music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hear I've been prophesied, you'll be all crossed through. And I was like, that's all cool, it's all good. You heard it, but I really had I love music. I love what God has given me. I can write, I can do this other stuff, but it's like, yo, it's something else. I feel God pulling me something. I feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know what I mean? But again, the easy thing is to do is like, yo, because everybody else say, yo, you're so amazing. Yo, you this, you that. So you start becoming what people are saying rather than just being at a place to where you're like, no, I'm confident where I am. And I think that's the greatest thing about Paul saying, for I am content. You know what I mean? Like that, I pull on that head because like, yo, I'm learning in the season of my life how to be content who he's called me to be and not even worry about, yo, if I'm going to miss out because I never miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that was so good. Run back that one part you said to the point where people start say that one more time.
I feel like that's why we have so many different pastors, people who are pastoring who are not supposed to be pastors. I had people doing so many different things because people push you. Oh my, because you have a gift, they push you to be something that you're really not. Yeah, you have a gift to do something, but that is not the something. So that's why you have a person trying to be a 10 in something that they're not. You have somebody trying to be, be something that they're really not called to be at all, just because they have a gifting that could help a person who is a 10 in that area be.
Yo, that is so good. The reason why it's so good because I came downstairs, I opened up my Bible, and I opened up right to the scripture. I'm not even joking. And it's so funny. That's why I said, say what you said again this morning. But I read where literally right before David became king, Saul followed the people. He did what the people wanted him to do instead of what God wanted him to do. And I actually wanted to touch on that. And you just touched on that. And that's crazy how people's opinions will push us into something that we're not supposed to be. Like literally what you said, because they will hype you up. And that's why we got to remain humble. Like literally, like because that thing will push us to be something that we're not. And it's like exactly what you said. Even though the gift is there, it's like, but the anointing is really not on it. The grace is not on it. Like literally, it ain't nothing about God that's on it. Like literally, it becomes the gift. And I think that's one thing that people don't know how to discern the difference between talents and gifts and anointing. They don't know how to discern that. So they'll follow somebody that's very gifted, but just not anointed in that area. Like you said, people that's pastors are not supposed to be pastors. I think about even people that's in leadership at jobs, they're not supposed to be in leadership. They're not supposed to be in leadership. They can't handle being a leader. They don't know how to be a leader. I'm serious. And it's not one of those things that you can't be groomed into that or you can't learn that, but when you're not supposed to be a leader. Like, and it's crazy. I forget that book that that I was reading. I think we all was reading a book. I can't remember, but I remember it said, I think it was by Miles Monroe. I can't remember, but it was like, everybody's called to be a leader. And it's like, yo, I really do believe that. But you have to really find where. Right.
You got to find where your location at.
It's like stay in your own lane. Like literally, I think it's one of those things like literally stay in your own lane. But when you find that thing that you're really good at, do it and do it. Do it like nobody's watching you. Like they say, sing in the rain like nobody watching you. Like do that thing like you was born to do it. But it's like, again, in those other areas where we kind of dabble in, then we realize, oh, we're really good at, at this business thing. We're good at the plan part. We're good at the, but we're not good at the execution thing. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like this is where you find a lot of frustration and confusion too.
Yeah.
Somebody who you have people have people in places that they don't belong in. So that's where confusion can take place. Because like, yo, I'm following you, but you're not giving me the right directions. You don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so it causes confusion. It causes like, and again, the board says wherever that is, God is not a part of. He's not the author of confusion. He's not the author of problems. So it's like when you find somebody or find people in positions that, it just keeps being bumping heads. You don't feel uplifted when you leave their presence or you leave them. You feel let down or you feel, hey, man, like what did I do wrong or what can I do better? Try, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's again, I've been in positions so many times, including myself, where I wasn't ready to be a leader in the position that I was at, and I kept causing confusion because I was not ready yet. I wasn't at a place that I was ready for, you know what I mean? And that's where even when you see these different leaders, you see the different leaders who are really called to be who they're called to be. If something was to go wrong, they still stand strong and they not worried that people got their back. But then the ones who are not, they get quiet. You know what I mean? They get to where it's like, you know, Daddy about to destroy me. They about to come. But it's you're not in the right position. You're not in the right place. And you weren't, even if you are called that, you weren't prepared yet. So you jumped out too early.
Yeah, I got to give it up to you because you just admitted something that I feel like people don't like to admit it because people don't like to take accountability for their own actions, right? In the transformation process, in trying to be the authentic you and discovering who you are as a person, like people don't like to admit, like you said, I caused confusion because I wasn't ready. People don't like to say that. So I really give it up to you for saying that. I'm so serious. So serious. You was going to say something.
Well, I'm gonna transition to something else now. So no, because something else came good out of
Let
that.
the Lord lead you.
So the bishop had coming on the so
get on my dirt show.
No, but no, in all seriousness, the one thing that I heard that came out when JP was talking was two words that I heard was confidence and security.
Yeah.
Because when you know what you're supposed to be leading in a certain area and you know you're called to this, you're going to be confident, so can't nobody threaten you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be secure, so you're not worried about who's around or who's going to help or who's not doing what, because you're secure knowing who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big telltale sign of leaders where certain leaders, when they're not supposed to.
That's a good word, telltale.
When they're not supposed to be in a certain position, or it's not their time to be in that position, then they become threatened by people that are around them. They feel insecure about the position they're in. They try to hold people back or push people out because they not supposed to be where they're.
And they will cause confusion. They'll cause more confusion than the daggone, I'm saying employees, but just they'll cause more confusion than the people. I feel like it's like all this confusion coming from one person. You know how it is, like it becomes messy when it's like I don't even want to use the word say church, but church, job, whatever, family, because we, you know, that happens in families too. It's like, you know how multiple people gossip and it will cause confusion, but what you're saying is like that one person will cause so much havoc and so much
confusion.
Thank you. Confusion.
So and that also too, you know, with like those type of people are they're in that position. Yeah, those things are happening. You know, they miss the point that they're in that position to help lead to a certain destination. Yeah, and they start walking with the people to that destination.
Ooh,
so they get out of position.
That's good.
I'm identifying I'm a leader, but I'm going to stay here amongst the people versus being ahead and bringing you where we are.
And listen, I always put this disclaimer, like we ain't just talking about church, like this thing right here that you could always apply to every part, like confusion, individual. That's right, Miss Carol. But like this is this happens in your family. This happens on your job. Like this happens, in your community. This happens amongst your friends. This happens at church. Like this is life. Yes, Reverend Capers is life. Like it happens everywhere. So I want the folks just to think, oh, they church people. No, we not just church people. We real people.
You felt that.
I felt it. No, we ain't just church people. We people first.
Life. Yes. It's a life thing. And as you always say, I was just taking it all and I'll sit here quiet. But I had a lot.
I'm coming for you.
But
let the prophetess speak.
Like everything that you guys talked about, it connects with validation. Like, so again, my old former pastor said, don't let people validate you, let God validate you. Yeah. I started to grab a hold of that. Like I heard it and it stuck with me. But once I grabbed a hold of that, that's when I was able to be my authentic me. And that's when the transformation started to happen with me, because again, I wasn't seeking validation from environments or spaces in, because I've already been validated. So I have the best validation, which comes from him. So therefore I can be in certain spaces and not feel insecure, not feel not be in competition, because nobody can do what I do. I can't do what you do.
Say that again.
Again,
what I can
Say that
do.
again.
know that transformation has happened. When you guys were talking, I was thinking about becoming unidentifiable. So when I don't even recognize my own self, how you talked about Tania was talking about you, that's when I know that true transformation has happened. And
She
God,
on now, y'all.
what you say?
She on here now.
I'm serious. I'm so serious, because this is something. Again, you saw me go live about a couple weeks ago. You said,
Yes.
"Yo, talk about."
I told you that thing blessed my
It
socks
blessed
off.
me. So literally, when I drive to work, I drive down long country roads, and literally, that's when I have my time with God, and He just speaks to me and shows me so much. And sometimes I go live, and I'm like, all right, maybe it's not just for me; it's for the people. But literally, a couple of weeks ago, I went live, and I forget the exact title, but it was like, "What's bothering you?" or something like.
It was what's bothering you.
Yeah, what's bothering you? And I know people were clicking on there like, well, what's bothering you? Like, what you asking us for? But what's bothering you is what is the root of what's causing you to not be authentically you.
Yeah, that's good.
We never get to the root of what's blocking us from being our authentic selves.
Yeah.
So sometimes we got to go all the way back to childhood, like something in our childhood that has caused trauma, that has kept us in a place in our 40s. But we kind of just went on through life and we're like, yeah. But when we get around certain people or certain environments, it triggers this fear or it triggers this insecurity, and it causes us to not be able to be who we're supposed to be. Because we never deal with the root. And we see it in church, we see it at work, we see it in families. Like, it's like, what? Why are you so upset? Like, why are you so? Why can't you be a team like with someone else? Why can't you work with someone else? Why can't you deal with women? Why do you only deal with men? Like, all of these things block us from being who we're supposed to be. And it's because we're not willing to become unidentifiable. We want to constantly stay connected to those things. We don't want to let them go. Like, we don't want to. Well, this is how the Johnsons always did it. So my mom said, I'm gonna be a Johnson to the day I die. So you stay with a Johnson and you're gonna miss out on, I'm sorry if anybody on here last name was Johnson. I'm not talking you're gonna miss out on being who you're supposed to be, because you want to become unidentifiable. And that's not easy. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Tidra. It's lonely. It's so lonely when you really become who God's called you to be, because again, like you said with the pants, people don't understand, like, why is this man up here with these flower pants? Because this is who I am. Why is he so loud? This is who I am. Why is her voice changing? Because this is really who I am. That shy girl, that was never me, but thought that was me. But now this person with this voice, that's who I really am. That's who God showed me that He has created me to be. Someone with a voice, someone that speaks, and like things begin to change and things begin to shift. But we identify with our mom or dad saying, "Oh, she's so shy. Oh, she has anxiety," and I hate that right now. She has anxiety. So now that's what I'm identifying with. That's what I'm growing with from phase to season. I've identified with what people have called me, or what they said that I would be, or what they said that I'm not going to be. So I had to throw that out.
No, that's so good. Wait, I did want to say this. Yo, your live was, I told you, I called you or texted you. I said how impactful it was. I just clicked on there, like I was driving to work and just clicked on there. I listened to it. But I told you what you said. I legitly walked in the door and ministered what you said. Like on a one-on-one situation. And the funny part is like stuff that you were saying, like it was stuff I felt like God in that moment when I was ministering to that person, He was like, go to the root. And I'm like, so what's the root? But the person could identify what the root is. I was like, so now what you gonna do? Like legitimately said, because I don't feel this way, this is why this is happening. So now I'm an overachiever and I try to do all these things, but it's not even me. For real. It's the things that we identify with. So exactly what Tania said, you are not shy. But it's exactly what you said. And it's so crazy that you said that, because I think we talked about it either last week or a couple of weeks ago when we talked, I think so. about identifying with what people called you. What are we talking about? God, do you remember? Or am I making this up right now?
Just flow.
Oh my God, am I making this up? Yo, cause y'all know how it is sometimes when you just think in your mind, you be having a whole conversation with yourself.
It's probably
I'm
you
like,
and
wait.
God. It probably wasn't.
Yeah, like, was this a conversation with myself or was this a real
I was
conversation?
like,
You know, it's crazy. It's on my notes though. Like, that's the funny
That's
part.
what it was.
But
That's what it
yeah, no, but I think we identify. It was last week. We identify with bitterness. We identify. Stop it! I can see you at the corner of my eye. God, we identify with. Ow!
Go on, flow with it. Go.
I said just flow, baby. Go, you got. We with you.
right,
We with you,
it's
T.
all
We
right.
with you.
We with you. We with you.
All right.
I cannot wait to be by myself.
Don't ask me. I want to flow with you. I want
I like to just. No, you are. You
flow.
behind me, but I like to just.
Go.
Yes, it's you. I can see you out the corner of my eye. Like, just go.
Just go.
do it.
Don't ask me. Just go. I want.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got my stomach in my thought now. Oh, I was saying.
He's so
Sorry. All right. I'm very goofy. I was saying. I should have brought Stay down here.
Oh my God. No, you should not.
Leave her right where she
Stay.
is.
Oh my God.
Listen. I was saying we identify. We keep going. You know, I laugh at. But no, we identify. We identify with those names though. So like we identify with. I can't remember exactly what I was saying last week, but we identify with bitterness. We identify with, you know, how can we transform from those things, because we identify with you know, with trauma. We identify with bitterness. We identify with what people used to call you. So you know, it's like if you was a we had, then people were like, that's when you come around, that's what people call you. Like, look, there go we had.
Yeah, labels and experiences, right? So a lot of times we identify with the labels that what other people have labeled us to be, or the experience that we experience publicly in front of people. We identify as those things versus just being who we are supposed to be authentically. And being who God calls us to be.
We take it on. We take those things on that don't even belong to us, right? Say it again.
Carrier.
Yeah, that's crazy. We become the carrier of those things that was once us, or you know, it's crazy. I feel like those things was never us, for real. But it's like you said, we take those things on. So
well, he said it from the beginning of the world. We were made in His image. You know what I mean? So it's like we chose to take on those things, but we were in His image and in His likeness. You know what I mean? So even with what you saying that, I'm thinking about like when I was younger, like growing up. Everybody, the thing was when JP walked in the room, it was like, ooh, all right, here we go. JP
tell us about that, JP.
They're like, it's something about to happen. Something's about to go down. He's about to do something crazy. Like even as a kid, they're like, oh, they look a bad JP boy. And my mom be like, well, just pray for him. Just pray for him. You know what I mean? Like she was saying all these things, and my sister, she'd be like, yeah, we gonna pray for him. You know, JP, he gonna be all right. And that's the thing. Like I literally. Because people would say that, all right. I said, oh, you want that? You gonna get it. You gonna get it.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
And I walked in there. I carried it until like again school, to where I was expelled out of. I think I've been expelled out of at least
his sister is the one. She can validate.
Probably 8 schools. And from but you know, I was expelled. I was kicked out for fighting, kicked out for selling crazy stuff, doing so many different things. And but one thing, my mother never changed her thought about me. Like she never changed. Like she just said, yo, you'll be good. You'll be fine. Yo, you're God's child. Like, and I just like, all right, you know, wake up in the morning, bunch of grease all on my face. It's not oil. You know what I mean? You sleep and she's pouring on you. You don't even know it when you wake up, face oily as I don't know what, you know, book bag oil, everything, you know what I mean? And literally as I got older, I didn't get saved. You know how people say I was saved and I got saved at 9 years old. You know, I go back
and forth about
6. My sister said I got expelled out of 6 schools. So it's 6 schools. So I know it was one of them. So you know, my wife, I always tell her, she's like, how old was
We
you?
argue about this.
I said, babe, how old was
I'm
you when you got saved?
I
She's
got
like,
saved at the age of 8 years old.
ah,
I wasn't filled. I
nah.
wasn't sanctified.
So-
She said, I wasn't filled, I wasn't sanctified, but I was 8 and I got saved.
So
I said
I
what they
always-
told me to say.
I always tell people, like, yo, I always tell them I didn't get saved until I was 21. And 21 is when I got saved. Even though I said it when I was younger, but I didn't know what I was saying. I was like, yeah, I said what they said. That was it. I didn't get saved until I was 21, and I literally started walking in sanctification at probably like 24. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
She like, so how
I mean,
old?
like, I didn't sanctify. So I didn't start really going transitioning, and then we're talking about transitioning. I didn't start transitioning until I got older, and then when I got 24, I knew, I was like, yo, God, I want a wife. I want to be married. I want to be saved. I want to be fully sold out. I want to be dedicated. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be a fraud. And I didn't want to be what I seen. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's so good.
like, you grow up in the church and you see stuff, and you're like, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, that's good.
It's whack. Like, you know what I mean? And to the point, even when I talk to people today, you know, they're like, yo, you don't do this? I'm like, yo, I didn't get saved to do anything. I got saved because I really wanted to submit my life to God. So the fact that when I watch people growing up, you know, they saved, sanctified, and all this, but you're leading praise and worship, and then you're going out smashing some, you know, some of the people's wives, some of the people's, you know,
husbands.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you're seeing all of that, and I'm like, yo, so what's the point of getting saved?
Right.
Why are we doing
Yeah.
this? You know what I mean? And I like 24, I literally wanted to change my whole life. I wanted to be completely sold out. Of course, you know, falls and stuff.
Yeah.
But literally, you know, I prayed for this, and I was like, yo, I want a wife, God. I need you to bless me with a wife that I'm happy with. I'm fully happy with. I ain't trying to out here flirt with nobody. I ain't trying to do nothing else. I want a wife. I want somebody who understands me and who will lock me into being who I'm supposed to be, even the vice versa. You know what I mean? And like, God, 25 years old, 25, we got married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I met Steph at the end of my 24 year.
But that was a quick prayer, the quick
listen,
like, won't he do it?
Don't know about that.
It was so fast. It was so fast that it didn't seem real to a lot of people. But that's when I knew it was God, because it didn't matter what people said. Because I had
talk about that.
Yeah, it didn't matter what people said.
Y'all can relate to this.
And that's the thing, is like, even with transforming and all that, you can't worry about what nobody else has to say. You got to know, yo, God's dealing with me. God's working with me. I know who I am and operate fully in the promises of God. I feel like that's what we did, because when I met her, we were friends. We cool. We busting up talking, but then it was like, yo, it's something like, I feel like you my wife. I really know that you're my wife. You know what I mean? To a place where it was like, okay, we complimented each other. It wasn't even the fact of, yo, you know, it wasn't the fact that she made me look good, I made her look good. It was the fact that, yo, when I want, like, where we want to go spiritually, I'm ready to go together. You know what I mean? And that's when we started seeing a lot of growth. We started seeing people fall off, friends that fall off. You know, we started seeing people that
your sister said it was an immediate difference. You got Steph.
And that's what it was. It was like, when I did meet Steph, I started like, yo, cutting away stuff. Like, even with Steph, like, she started cutting away stuff because she's like, yo, you know what? Nah, you ain't doing that. We not doing that. And we started seeing friends fall off. We started seeing ones that didn't belong with us drop. You know what I mean? And that's why I really believe that scripture that says she wasn't even really singular.
All right, Mom. All right.
I believe strongly in that scripture that says, lay aside every weight and sin. Because I feel like even though it's not a sin, it still holds you down. You know what I mean? And I feel like the ones who had me, who had us and our friends and all that, it's like, nah, we gotta move, we gotta leave y'all. You know, you can't
That's
go with
so
it.
good.
You can't go with us.
That part is good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you go ahead.
That part is good. And I think even for like single people, like individually, if that makes sense. So for the woman, the man, like y'all were together, or then y'all were married. But it's like still, Steph had to shed some friends or let friends go. Did she say oh my God.
My prayer real quick.
My daughter said, let me put in my prayer request.
What you need?
Talk about let her put in her prayer request. Girl, stop. what do I say?
She's enjoying this. Let her enjoy it too.
Because I'm cracking up. Everybody. That's funny. That's what I was trying to say. No, that was funny because the friends that you have before, right? I'm speaking to y'all individually, right? But then once y'all got married, could y'all have those same friends? Like, no, because we're trying to go 99.9% of the time is not where we're going. But let's talk about family, because I think one of the things with that is, even though like what you said, like
Excuse real quick. I know what I was talking
about. Oh. I'm old to me, and I don't know what RQ meant. I thought it meant request.
Not that old.
But what I say, see, that's why I told you
said
I don't like read comments, because as soon as I read, like,
I got you.
I'm straight and narrow. All right, this is what I do, straight and narrow. I told him last night, I'm a black and white girl. I can't be gray, because as soon as I be gray and start reading comments, it's done.
I got you.
Sharon, don't be laughing at me. We was talking about that. Yeah, that's what we was talking about. Thank you, Steph. I remember we was talking about. So I was saying I wanted to kind of touch in the family too, and I'm not saying that. I mean, you got to tell your family business, but I wanted to touch in the family too, because I think that like people sometimes think because family blood, family first, like you said, Johnson, once a Johnson, always a Johnson, or once a this, you always this. But it's like, but we get married, so like, yeah, we just met each other 3 months ago, and we get married, and that's why we ain't tell nobody, because we ain't want nobody to be chiming in, because that was the thing. Like, I know I heard from God. He know he heard from God. And the night before, I said, God, if this ain't you better say something quick. And I saw it, and what I was supposed to do. So, but I think again, too, when you make up your mind, like that thing, like, this is what I want. I want her. I want to be married to her. And this is what I want, God. I want to be married. I want to be holy. I want to try to be, you know what I mean? I want to be like, this is what I want. I don't want to do this thing without her. It's like, you really got to shut out anybody. Like, and its family is included in that. Because again, I think, not saying that it's easy to get rid of friends, but it's easy to get rid of friends. But it's like, when it's your blood, sometimes we struggle with that, because we're trying to transform. And I'm thinking even me as being a single mom at the time, but like even me, like saying, I don't want to drink no more. Like, I have a baby here. I don't want her to see what this is. I don't want to smoke cigarettes. Like, I smoked cigarettes for so long, and people don't even know I smoked cigarettes for 8 years. And one time she came to the house, is like, do you know that if you continue to smoke cigarettes, there is like 8,000, I'm not even joking, y'all. It was like 8,000 chemicals in there. And I was just like, girl, stop. I stopped smoking cigarettes. But I say that to say, but like, honestly, I didn't want to be the person that I was all identifiable, right? The not casual, but the one that everybody could already guess what was going to do. All right, she going to take a bottle to the face. Like, this is predictable. I didn't want to be the predictable me, but I started transforming, and it was so hard because my family, like, oh, not just specific people, like, oh, you so bougie. And it's like, no, I just don't want this life no more. My friends like, oh, so you don't want to drink no more? No, I really don't want this life no more. Like, that was it. Period.
Oh, that was real. And that's why I said, I know y'all can relate to what we experienced, but that was the hard part for us. You know what I mean? In the beginning. There were family, and my mom's on here, she can attest. But my mom wasn't really with it in the beginning. my mom wasn't really with it in the beginning because of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I met him, but everything happened so fast. And how, the word says his ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. And even his transformations are not our transformation, or what we think it should look like.
Right.
But me taking that step with him by faith and trusting his voice, even though I didn't fully know his voice, but I knew his voice. I just didn't know that I knew his voice the way I knew his voice. But I know that he told me, like, that's your husband. And one of the first people I told, I hope my brother's not watching, but I love him too. But my brother, I told him, I said, I think this is my husband. And my brother laughed at me, literally, and he was like, I like such and such better, because at the time they had met somebody by accident. This person was my boyfriend. I stand on that till the day I die. He was not my boyfriend, but you know how somebody just accidentally meets you. He accidentally met my family, so they just thought he was the one. And then here comes JP. So it was just like, no, we're still on him. And then who is he? So we had family members. My mom, at first she wasn't on board until she heard him lead worship. Then
it was it.
I was so, oh my God, you didn't tell me. Like, yeah, try, you know. So then she was so, right. But there were, amen. Right. So glad that their love strong enough. That's right, Mom.
Listen to family people. That's right.
There were other family members that literally legit called me, like pick up the phone and called me. I don't approve of the two of you dating. Okay.
Oh. Right. Oh.
One family member even approached him, and he stood his ground and was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry her. Like, so I don't know what to tell y'all, but this is going to go down.
See, my family knew not to even bother me because they know how to. Steph is the sweetheart of the family, so they like we can talk to her, maybe get her off. My family knew don't even waste your time.
There was another family member who called me, and this is getting close to the wedding, and he's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you're going to marry him? What can he do for you? He's a barber, and you're a teacher. How is he going to take care?" I mean, the noise was just, and then I ain't gonna hold you. It did start to get to us. Like the closer we got to our birthday, it was like, should we really be doing this?
Yeah.
Because, look, Stephanie.
I told you she's the baby of the family. I told you.
But I was like, should we be doing this? And literally, God used like 3 different people leading up to our wedding day. We'd be at random services, and they'd be like, "You two, come on up here." And literally, God would just send a word of affirmation, a word of encouragement. Like, God says that this union, they would ask who we were. Like, are y'all together? Y'all about to get married? Yes, we are. Well, God said that his approval is on this marriage. And then went to another service, and somebody else called us. God said his approval, his approval, his approval. So God was speaking.
That's crazy.
When we were doubting, and we had those closest to us that were telling us all the reasons why we shouldn't. And on paper, they were right. But God's ways are not our ways.
Yeah.
So, and yes, the barber was able to take care of the teacher.
Pull the teacher and take care of her.
The barber. And again, like JP said, by him being authentically himself, it pulled me into a space of becoming who I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I wasn't singing. Yes, I did sing, but I was a background person. And if it was my choice, I would still be in the background. I was like, no, you're not in the background, because that's not who I called you to be.
Yeah. And
being with him, it was like, as God was pushing him and molding him, God started using him to push me. And that's how it's supposed to be in a marriage. Since we married, marriage on here, like, you'll know that you're in a God ordained marriage when it's not one sided. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like, oh, he's the husband, so he's up here and then she's over here in the shadows. It's like, no, y'all together as a package are an influence and a blessing to the world.
Yeah,
so, absolutely. With Glover,
so good.
Kyle is who Kyle is, but Tidra is who Tidra is. Yeah. And when you put them together, it's a blessing to everybody that experiences everybody. So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so I'm saying, like, that's how it's supposed to be. So for all the singles that are on here,
talk to them.
You'll know that you're with the right person. That's how because it won't be a strain. Like we were telling one of our friends, he's dating and it's a new relationship. You should be happy. You should be on cloud 9. Now, if you're stressed out and y'all only been dating for 3 months, then you might want to reassess.
And even with that, Sharon, like she said, singles, but I even believe people who are married. It's like the
Mhm.
fact is this: one thing we did was consider to be authentically ourselves. So maybe it went on our parents' household where we grew up in. It's not going on here. That's not
Mhm.
that's not
Yeah.
with this household.
Yeah.
And maybe things that, so again, even when it came to my marriage,
Mhm.
it matters who you marry, because
Yes.
who you marry pushes you to be who you're supposed to be, like pushes you in your strong,
That's so
like
true.
just unrelentless being yourself.
Yeah.
Because one thing about Steph is when we got together, we try little things like, all right, like, and me, to be real, I'll be honest, I was leading worship and everything, but we were like still like, hey, we celebrating, we gonna drink, we gonna do this,
And the hard stuff.
and yeah, we drinking hard stuff. I'm talking about yak. I got cognac.
Yeah.
in the freezer.
Oh, you was
But the thing was, it was like, yo, this don't fit. And
yeah.
and it was like, and she was like, yeah. So it was, the whole point of what I'm saying is like, we literally seen God together. We really was being
Yeah.
together. It wasn't when I was acting stupid, she had to take control. When she was acting crazy, I'd step up and took control. So it was a submission to God, which made it easier to submit to each other and be who we're
Yeah.
supposed to be. So like,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, not just single people, but married folk. Listen, you got to make sure you marry the right person. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if you marry somebody and they make you do different than what was going, like you were in service, you were in church, you were
Jesus.
being this and you were being that, and now because I'm married, I lost who I am. That's not a marriage. That's not who God
Yeah.
called you. You're supposed to know who you are. If anything, the marriage helps you push even more. You know what I mean? To be seeing like, yo, this is who we are.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's so good. I think, oh God, everything y'all said was so good. One of the things that I said a while ago, I said, we got a little, life is life. And I said, the situation that we enduring is the same situation that I was in by myself. And I was like, man, it's too much power in this house. Like, it was power just with me, but double power? Like, what? Like, not trying to be smart, but like, I said that thing really like blessed me. I'm like, it's too much power in this house for us to be, not woe is me. No, it's too much power in this house. But I love everything that you said. But I think, and it's funny because this thing I want to ask Stephanie, it keeps going in my mind and right? Because I felt like, honestly, because of our husbands and who they are, I felt like I dealt with this. And it's funny that y'all even talked about this, but I was going to ask you, Stephanie, a specific question. But I was thinking about when I first married my husband and I would take the back seat because of who he was. And people would be like, yeah, oh yeah, Kyle. And then he would like, this is my wife, but he would turn around. I wouldn't be there.
I hated that.
I would be like 10 steps back because
I'm like, you are not made to be behind me.
Yo, I would be like 10 steps back. Like, who's this?
Oh my God.
It's okay. I don't want to be seen. No, it's okay. I don't want to meet none of these people. It's all right. I just like to read the room and read everybody's soul. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do nothing else. Like, I'm serious. And then it was like something that he said was like, I don't know. It was like, you are my wife. Like, you deserve to be here just as much as I do. Then I just started remembering things that God had already told me. Like, I'm going to take you to places that you're not qualified to go. And I think, again, that's me not wanting to be me, but being who he wants me to be. It's like, I'm going to put you in this room with Dottie Peoples. Dottie hoes. Them pantyhose. And I was like,
Name dropping.
I know. I know. My husband tells me all the time. He tells me all the time, like, don't be name dropping people.
Kyle, go ahead, BPR.
Oh my God.
No, but it was funny though.
It's a good one.
No, she was. I'm just saying that I was in a room with her and I was like, wow, like me, like little old me from this little 5-person black town, like literally like me. But what it did was it really reminded me like who I am. Like, I called you to be somebody. You got to follow me, like transform into the person that I want you to be, not into the person that you want to be. Because if you're the person, you can't be the person you want to be and the person you're trying to be, like all at the same time. You got to pick one or the other. But it's funny, and you said it several times, JP's like, your ways are not my ways. Like, my ways are higher than yours. Like, and it's like that scripture comes to light. Yo, you know what, too? This one thing JP said. JP, this is like 5 years ago. I'm not even joking. I jumped on your Instagram live with Paris. This was like 5 years ago. One of the things a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You said that, and I have never, when I say have never forgotten that, I have never forgotten that. I had to bring that up. But it's so true though to transformation, to what I said. You can't be the person that you're trying to be, because you're being, you're one person, but then you're trying to be somebody else. That's another person. It's like you got multiple personalities, like legitly. But I wanted to say to you, Steph, how, I know I'm gripping you up. Like,
I thought she was about to ask you.
He's like, why you
Right.
Because
he was like,
Oh.
I'm Kyle.
I wanted to talk about it. You said, JP, but you touched on it. You said when you're in a marriage, basically, for me, it's supposed to expose who you really supposed to be, for real, for real. And then that partner is supposed to push you to where you're going, right? And I think you did such a shout out to you. You did such a great job at that. Because if it was up to me, I would not be on here. Like, just keep me over here in my room, please, or like literally. But I wanted to ask you, Steph, about how I'm getting my words together. How or what, I'm gonna say it and then y'all gonna correct me. Y'all gonna help me out here. How was it coming from, I'm saying coming from behind JP, because that's how I was, standing behind Kyle. He'd be like, where my wife at? But how was it literally, because he was the worship leader? You didn't really sing. You said, like, on a choir, I'm a background singer, But what was it, or how was it that it was like, okay, now it's time for me to walk like next to my husband and be who I'm supposed to be? Like, that's JP and his wife. It's like, people didn't even know my name sometimes. Like, oh, that's Kyle's wife. That's Kyle's wife. Yeah. I'm Kyle's wife, because I don't want y'all to know my name, because I don't want to talk to none of y'all in this room. Like, that's how I would feel. Like, I would just be sitting there like, oh no, this not right. like literally. But how was it with that I want to say that transformation process, or what? Go ahead, Kyle. Say it.
No, hold on.
Say it, honey.
I was going to say one thing though. Before you transition to the answer to that, I wanted to highlight a comment on here. I wanted to highlight your stepdad. He jumped on here and said that marrying the woman I did on an ongoing basis is showing me how to live.
Wow.
And the reason why I'm highlighting my father-in-law with that is because we talk about elevation, about bringing you up.
Yeah.
And I want to commend him, because, that may not have been easy. So I want to say shout out to him for that. Like, I really want to, because as men, sometimes we'll suffer in silence, or we'll go to a place where we won't never say it because we don't want to admit it. But it's something freeing about celebrating our women. It's freeing about celebrating our wives and saying, like, yo, you're doing a good job too. Like, the same way you just told me I'm doing a good job, I'm saying back to you about, like, you're doing a good job. You're elevating me. And I want to commend them because that brought that out. But I'm sorry.
Yes. No, that was good. So back to the question. Okay. So honestly, I have to shout out. I really honestly on here have to shout out our pastors. It's all of our pastors. Pastor Ted Dorwin, Family Church, New Jersey. I'm shouting them out right now because in the beginning phases of the family church, what was it, like year 1 or 2?
2.
Probably like year 2. This is when they was doing them one-on-one meetings, and then they was meeting with people, stuff like that. And we had our meeting, and we was in there crying our eyes out. But literally, they asked a question, and we had never been challenged in this way because, like you said, TT, it's like, oh, there, JP, oh, JP's wife, oh, hey, JP's wife. But it was like he always was, people always wanted to pour and sow into him, but it was like a divide. Like, it wasn't that we were like a package. And we had that meeting. And Pastor Ted and Pastor Dawn asked JP, what did they ask you? Is Stephanie a part of your vision? And he really couldn't answer. And they asked me the same question, and I really couldn't answer. But like, we were speaking as two individuals, not as not as a unit.
Right.
And they kind of broke that thing down to where it's like he's a part of your vision and you're a part of his vision, and then y'all should have a vision together. So whatever he's doing, you should be a part of it, and whatever you're doing, he should be a part of it. And literally from that day, like we cried and everything, we was trying to figure out what that all meant. But literally from that day forward, we started to be more intentional with the things that we do. Like
teammates.
Yes, because we're one.
Yeah.
Even with his music, prior to that moment, he wouldn't include me. Everybody would assume, oh, she's included because she sings, she know music. But like, no, he wouldn't include me in that with his old brands and all of that. Yes, I was there to support. Y'all were there for Dream Fest. Y'all were there for that.
Want to, I need you. Where would I be?
And they were
I
our
sing all your
guests.
songs. Don't play me.
They were our special guests that night. But even with that, I supported that and I made sure, everything went. But it wasn't like I was a part. Yes, I was a background singer, but you get what I'm saying. Like, as far as the planning and the vision and like being hands-on with him, that wasn't happening. But now it's kind of like we're more intentional with whatever I do, he's a part of it. Like whatever he does, I'm part of it. And even if it's not like a big role, but it's like, no, you're my wife. You will be the first person to hear about it, even if you're not on the board or even if you're not on the team or not the business partner. But I'm gonna run it past you first. We're gonna pray together first here, before I move forward with it. And I would have to say things have been more successful.
Way successful.
And I feel like we're impactful since we've done it together. Like it's like a light bulb. Literally from that moment on, that's when I felt like things changed. But before that, if I could be honest, like it didn't feel good. And I think I suffered silently because I didn't speak up about it, but it did bother me because it's like, hey, like I have something in me too. But it was like, we'll get to you later. Let's deal with him because he's the main attraction. So that's literally how it felt. And I was never jealous. I was happy for him, but I knew there was something that I needed. With what he needed. But I didn't have that support. I didn't have that push. I didn't have that coaching. I didn't identify that validation like I was talking about earlier. Because I was seeking elsewhere for it when I already had it, but I just didn't know. I didn't like it or access it. So
and on her end, so again, when we talk about family stuff, her family, they were her mom and dad. That like what I used to hear about them, I'm like, God, that's a dope family. Like, it was like the Cosby vibe.
They called us the
Listen, when I came around, you gotta understand. When I came around, they eating dinner at the table. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of crazy." I was going with my plate. They like, "Hey, where you going? Come on back in." You know what I mean? So again, my family. I was used to my dad went his way, my mom went her way. You know what I mean? So it wasn't ever even when it came to, I would say chastising me when I was doing stuff wrong. It was mom, then it was dad. It was never together. It was never a oneness of, hey, even when it came to bills, it was just, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And so I didn't know that. I never knew that. And then when I was like, when we got together, when he said, she a part of your vision, I'm like, I looked at me and Steph looked at me, I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, how? And I was like, she knows my heart. She knows where. She knows my heart. I'm fishing, trying to find her. So, but then they really started.
I was like,
But I when she was sharing what she was sharing, I noticed, and I remember being in those rooms where I would be with special guests, and I'm this pastor, I'm with this bishop, I'm with this artist, I'm with this, I'm all over, and she's there, but she in the corner. But I'm like, oh, it's my wife.
And happy in the corner.
This my wife. You know what I mean? This my wife. Right. So like they're pulling me back. So I'm like, oh, let me get my wife. No. We just want you. I'm like, okay. So but not knowing, she never shared it. So I wouldn't know that she was feeling that way. I would always try to do her, but she would never like, but then moments where it would be things like where you did an amazing job. And she's like, so I guess I wasn't even around, huh? You know? You know what I mean? But like literally, I think like it clicked. It clicked. To where even with pastors them, they made us start working together. It wasn't JP running the music ministry. It was JP and Steph. I need y'all to run this together. And I was like,
Yeah.
hold on, I've been running music ministries all these years. I don't need no help. You know what I mean? Like, and that was my mind. It was like, yo,
AP, you need administration help. You know it.
Oh, 100%. But y'all know me. It's like it ain't done. I'm putting my back. Let's go. And I
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the administration part, trash. You know what I mean? Like the administration part was trash. You know what I mean?
Text back 5 days later, y'all talk about I ain't see this, and then later 5 days later, it ain't funny no more.
But and that's how Steph was the one that's like, yo, hey babe, check this. Hey, even when it came to like bills and stuff at the house, hey babe, you look at no babe, the money's in the account. Just pay the bills. No, you need to learn. You need to know what's happening. And
I know that's right.
And she started teaching me that. I ain't ashamed to say it. She started teaching me to like, yo, like, listen, we need each other. I can't make decisions. And I share this, even when it came to Steph, before I had a job, well, a job that I'm good with financially, Steph would treat me as if even her money was my money. So she's asking me like, hey, do you mind if I go get my nails done? And I'm sitting there like, are you trying to be funny? Because this ain't none of that money in that account mine. You ask me, can you go get your nails done? Like, yeah, it's your money. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like the thing was Steph had it already in mind how to be one, how to be how to honor, and shout outs to her mom and dad, because again, that was commendable, because it was like, she knew how to be a teammate and I didn't.
Yeah,
I was the one who's like, yo, Kobe, yo, mom, give me the ball. I got it. I don't need to pass to none of y'all. I got, you know what I mean? But Steph taught me how to. Steph taught me like literally. Look, Steph pulled out like LeBron. Like, come on, let me help you be a better player. Let me help you. And honestly, he's absolutely. Kyle, is LeBron a team player?
That's a different conversation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he is.
Kyle, it makes it.
You weren't sure about that.
Well,
look, she tried.
He was early on in his career. Now he does what needs to be done. Now.
But that's what she did. Literally, she helped me. She always helped me to be able to start being able to be comfortable with even being the new who I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's so good.
That's where it mattered. It mattered because she made me be the new who I'm supposed to be, rather than
she made you be the new you. But you know, it's crazy with it, and I'm not going to say y'all because I would never say that. But I'm going to generalize my statement. It becomes prideful though. Like for a man, like no, I know. Like you was like, pass me the ball. I know what to do with the ball. Like I don't need your help with how to put the ball in the hoop. But it's like, because it becomes so prideful when men like, no, this is my house. I'm the head of the house and I know how to run this. So, but I love how you said she taught you. Like, and that, you know, it's crazy. You couldn't tell me nothing because I thought I knew what I was doing. But my husband taught me like how to put the napkin on my lap.
See, I tell you, I was eating the liver while the family.
I wanted them to be like, he be like, put it. No, when you sit down, you put it on your lap. Like I'm like, I eat the liver too, JB. No, seriously, yo, I'm still. My side note in the back of my mind, I'm still stuck on y'all ate dinner like the Huxtables. That was in the back of my mind, like
we really did, and we took family vacations every summer.
I was impressed. I was in there. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." And they actually had something to talk about at the table. You know, they talk about stuff that makes sense rather than just sitting there. So I'm sitting like, I'm looking. I'm in the middle. I'm looking at her back, and the mom is this is good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then family trips. My family, we did trips, but it was like they consistent with theirs. It was every summer we going somewhere flying. Ours was like we go to Colonial Park, we go
Atlantic City,
Park,
Wildwood,
Clemson Park.
We go to Clemson Park. We go to Virginia. It wasn't
Donny Park was ours. Look, Donny Park was ours. My girl fried this chicken.
But you know what? It really like I said, it helped us. It helped us be able to transform who we are supposed to be. Even with children. You know what I mean? For them to
that part
transitioning. For them to see like Aaron's transition now about to be in college.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Guys,
my oldest is going to college. I'm trying to
Jesus.
prepare him now to like, yo, all right, man. Like, so you're not getting this help there. Like, so how does it look now at Aaron being in college on his own? What do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will tell you this, it's not easy. Like, man, it's not easy. You know, thanks, honey. It's really, I'm just saying, I'm just keep saying thank you. Just take my thank you because it's something that just popped in my brain. Like, he done talked me off the ledge and told me don't strangle her. But it's not easy. But one of the things that I can say for sure, like for a fact that I know, that kids watch what we do. And it's like, even when we don't think they're listening, we literally plant 5,000 seeds. Even if they're a child that has to say, not say, but I want to do this for myself first to see what the result is. And then I'm going to come back to see, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to come back and just do what you originally told me to do. Because I'm one of them. And to be real, but it's that thing where I'm so serious. It was literally a 100% trust God that all my we say last night jitter jatter, all my jitter jatter, all my things where I thought I was having these serious conversations, but I thought I saw no results. I think that honestly, it's like when they get 18, it's like I feel like it starts to come into play. So it's one of those things. It's a real trust God situation. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like it's a real, like, even having a 21-year-old and even watching that transformation from 14 to 16 to 18, and now like literally she just celebrated her 21st birthday. It is crazy, and it's hard. It's very hard with not being one of these, because I'm one of these. Okay, where you at? What you doing? Where are you at? What time you coming home? It's kind of like letting go, and that's me.
Yeah,
it is me. I'm not gonna lie. I be like, it be 10:59, and he be like, chill, just wait it out. And I'm like, no, because what happened is what he like. Remember that time it was like, I forget what it was. Sis had a curfew like 12 o'clock. It was like 11:30. I'm like, shit, I answer the phone. I call her phone. Anything she texted, it been 25 whole minutes. Like, I'm freaking out. He's like, yo, it's not even 12 o'clock yet. Calm down.
It's hard.
He came walking in the door at 12 too. Like 11:59 with the key, open at 12. Like, and she's a great child. So it's not
great. You can't even, like, I can't even express that.
Yeah.
Like, how great she is.
She's a very responsible and great child.
Which gives
it's the other people. It's not our kids though. It's other people.
Right.
No, really.
Yeah. But I will say that, like, even with that, like, that's what gives me the confidence of of being able to say, hold on, let her go, give her that space, let her have it. Because, like, honestly, for real, really what made you do that was her normal cadence is she'll go out with her friends at 8 and she's back home before 8:45. And it just be like, and I'll be like,
and your curfew's 10. 11, 12.
You back already? He's like, yeah, we're done. I'm just like, no, go back out. Like,
I'll say go back out.
He really like, go back out, find something to do.
Like, because my thing is that, I want her to be able to experience life.
Yeah.
But I trust her enough to know that she's not going to do something dumb.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm able to trust that is because I know who raised her.
Yeah.
So I know what sees her there.
Thank you.
And and I even look at the person that she is now. And I even backtrack it to where when we got married, she didn't want me to marry her either, because she said,
look, she was the naysayer.
We don't know him.
She was the naysayer. She was like, well, she was 21-7. She's like, whatever. 13. She was like, we don't know him. Like, you just met him yesterday.
Right. But you can't tell me nothing now. Like, we like freaking frack. Like, that's my road dog.
I told you, she came in and told him, like, you don't know my mom? Like, you really don't know who she is. But anyway, but still, not saying anyway, but still watching that transformation with your kids is a thing too. Yeah. I think even for single moms, it's one of those things where if you know that you did what you're supposed to, it's one of those things like if I did what God told me to do, rest. Like, it's like release and rest. It is so hard. I'm not going to lie, because it is your baby. It is your first baby. It is very challenging. It's so challenging. It really is. But again,
But what makes it easier to believe is we are all living proof. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That I
Yep.
think that's what me. I say it all the time to everybody. If I am saved to sanctified in who I am today,
And Phil.
I'm not worried. Yeah, I know Phil. But
you better let them know your man Phil.
but
Hey,
if
sissy.
I
I'm
if
sorry.
if I am who I am, I don't worry about any of my children. Especially
Yeah,
because of how we're raising them. I'm not
isn't
forcing
that
them to
something?
God. I'm not
Right.
forcing them to, yo, this is what you're gonna do. No. I want you to hear God, learn for yourself, and I want you to be able to hear him on your own rather than hearing me say things. This is what God say, to the point where I see my children at home, you know,
Yeah.
reading the word or being able to quote scriptures. We like, oh, you actually think you know something? Like it's literally what you deposit into them, what you pour into
Yeah.
them, they will not depart. They will
Yeah.
not depart. And that's something that
Yeah.
like I said, I strongly believe that, because again, as I was getting locked up and I was out here doing all the crazy stuff that I was doing, my mom always said, yo, he gonna be fine. Every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
No matter what I did wrong. I mean, I'm doing some crazy stuff. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
Isn't that something though, when somebody can see something in you,
Yeah.
knowing that you're going to be fine, but
Yeah.
you got to go through the, the whatever.
Process.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Process.
Yo, he always got my back.
Somebody on here, I'm trying to find where she was at. She actually spoke on that in the comments. I think her name was Shakila.
Uh-huh.
And she was saying,
Oh yeah, I saw it. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, she was just talking about like the words that we speak over our children are so important. And that's why even if we do see certain things, us speaking, what God says about them, kind of gives you like a sense of peace. There you are.
Yep.
Oh, you pulled it back up. Yes. I just hope we are remembering these types of conversations when we are speaking to our youth. Make sure we are putting something on them with our words that isn't God. And that's so key.
Good.
Again, like when you are authentically you'll know what to say. Like you'll know what to speak.
Yeah.
Specifically over your kids, over your marriage, over your life, over your body, over your health, because our words have so much power and authority, like beyond what we even know. So even like speaking those things that are not as though they were, like that applies to our kids as well. Like, so even if they are acting like fools right now,
speak.
Like I'm speaking like you will be a man of God. Like I had to do in the car. I said you will not be rebellious.
Speak to the future. Yeah.
You will be a child. Like, and they don't know what we're doing, but we know what we're doing. And
that's what I had to do to him. Like, you gonna be a man of God.
I showed up a man of God. Hold up now.
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Rebuke you and shame the devil now.
Don't rebuke me. Rebuke the spirit. Don't rebuke the person. Rebuke the spirit.
I rebuke that spirit that was trying to operate. Be gone.
Where's your cloak, Kyle? Put that cloak.
I'm about to go put it on now.
No, but your mom said it. I feel like honestly, I feel like we could just close right here in all honesty, because your mom said it. And she said they have to hear God through your parents until they develop a sincere relationship with God for themselves. And I think that is like literally 100,000 percent truth. And that's why as parents, we have to, adults, parents, aunties, uncles, we have to watch what we do because they're watching us. And I love to always pull up the scripture. We are before such a cloud of witnesses. Like, it's real. And I hate when people be like, but I can do me. It's like, okay, go ahead and do you. But remember, somebody's watching you do you. So you have the power, like you said, even with your tongue, but even with your actions, to literally cause someone to stumble. Literally by your actions and what you do. So it's like, if I pop off, 99% of the time, my child is going to pop off. So I can't get mad when she pop off at school and I'm like, where you get this from? And it's like, well, I got it from you because I literally watch you. So it's like one of those things where during our transformation process of becoming the authentic you, right? And I'm talking first woman, right? Then, you know what I mean? Woman of God, daughter, woman, wife, mother, you know, career, whatever it is. It's like all those individual titles matter to who you are as a person. Father, man of God, what, like all those individual titles, bishop, like they really matter. Stuff like, no, we don't want it. No, but they really matter. And I don't mean titles, but I mean, like, you know, dad, wife, mom, husband, those things matter in what we do, because again, our children, that transformation matters. So if I'm a woman, like I have to transform into the wife that I'm supposed to be, so I can transform into the, you know, the show or be that model. I have to transform into the woman I'm supposed to be, so I could be that mother, so I can parent my child and they can see the transformation that's happening in me. Did I say that right?
Said it right.
All right.
Shout out to my mom. She says, as a parent, she's still a
Oh, Kyle will make sure you read that out.
Make sure. God, shout out to my mom. My mom. Hey, mommy.
That's my
mama boy, y'all.
He really is. It
He
sucks.
is.
It sucks because we're two only childs. We're two only childs.
All right.
It sucks. We're both
our mother's only child.
We are our mother's only child.
Yes.
It's a mess sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. It is a hot mess. Like, it is a mess sometimes because we're both spoiled, and it's a mess sometimes. But I was gonna say to you, do you want to closing remarks?
Oh my!
Everybody has closing remarks.
Yeah, okay. My official word that I give everybody since I've been on each week, I've been releasing a word. I can do that now.
Only if you put the cloak on.
It's upstairs. I can't grab it. All right. So the word that God has given me for you two is that He said that it is time to change the battery in that smoke detector. Lift your hands. Give God glory.
Yeah. Yo. When you see
I said, I know he's not going to, so I'm gonna just sit here and look at him like this. I know he's about to give me something crazy.
Chit check him, please. Just when you see him, just go.
I'm sorry.
No.
All right. No, but in reality, continue to walk in solidarity as one. Because one of the things that you said earlier was we were talking about going through. And that is so much power in your house where you wouldn't go through, like you could handle it alone, but if you had that much power, why go through it alone?
Yeah.
And for me, I hear that with you of even as your businesses and your lives go further, that there's so much power that you have separately, but imagine how much power you have when you continue to walk together. And as you guys continue to build and continue to grow, continue to make sure that you include one another, because the vision has to include both of you in order to reach its full capacity. This is your year of full capacity.
I receive it.
And I can't. That right there got me. Did you? Why you had it with the more right capacity?
He's done He's done today, y'all.
My last time.
He's done today. He's done. No, I'm just playing.
Thank you.
Thank you. I seen him said that was a good word.
Yep. Send him your Cash App. That.
I'm Booty gonna say changing that battery, changing your life.
I got some preachers in my family. Yeah, she
you should never say that about their battery.
I like that. I like that.
No, low key though, I thought the battery was over here. And I'm like, yo, which one? I'm like, which one is it?
I'm so used to not hearing it until I'm
We're
recording.
numb to it.
Until we record, then we like, yo, it keep going up when we're recording.
We're numb to it. We didn't even hear it.
I thought it was here, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Until Kyle just said something. But what I was gonna say.
Nikki. She's on her page.
Hey, Nikki. I was gonna say, Steph and JP. So this is the opportunity where I always say, whatever you got going on, JP got that 40% off. whatever y'all got going on. I see you in the back too. I was about to wear my hat, but it ain't matching my glasses. I didn't want to look all Christmassy. But now I'm mad because I should have got that hat too. Because I need to just get it because I love that hat. But I wanted to try something different because I don't like green. So I want to try something different. But yes, so close out with whatever you would like to say, but please, while you're closing out, please promote whatever it is that y'all have going on.
Well, I mean, I'll start with my. Well, no, let's start with Steph. Steph is doing some stuff, man, and I'm super.
I've been waiting for this because she been so
I'm super excited. But she has her nonprofit called Complete Woman. I'm gonna let her say it. Let me go ahead and let her say it, and then I'll tell you about my stuff too.
Yes, I do have a nonprofit. It's called Complete Women Resources. But the big news is I will be, and I'm speaking in my power and authority, I will be releasing my first song on my birthday, March 22nd, 2004.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. So keep that out there. That I will have the favor, the resources, everything that I need in order for this to be a blessing. Because that's what it's about for me. We had this talk, teacher. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known. I just want to be a blessing to everybody that experiences my gift. So keep that in mind.
Talked about this.
24. We're not gonna go there. That's a different podcast.
We've been waiting for this for a long time. So
yes,
since before I knew you, like
yes.
Yeah.
Like I've been waiting for it since before I knew you.
We really have been waiting for this for
we have been literally waiting for this for a very long time. I know that I have spoken to you so many times about it, honestly. And I know what I was saying was so prophetic for me, saying it to you. But I just remember me saying, I think the last conversation is just like, that's not your heart's intention. So your heart's intention is not to have, fame or fortune off of this, but your heart intention for anything that you do is very pure. So what I believe is that you will always get a full return as long as your heart posture stays the same.
Amen.
God is and will blow your mind, but you just have to remain humble, because that realm can and will open up for you, but it's you. My husband said something very good to me. He said, God told me what to do, but it's me that has to actually go do it. So what I'm saying to you is he will open up that realm, but now it's going to be your decision where you really want to go with it. Yeah. So I am, are you gonna sing it live? Is
it done yet?
Like, is it gonna be live? Like I need to.
It's just about. It's not all the way, but it's just about.
I hear a reference track. I can take that.
So I'm really excited for you. I mean, it's something that we've both been waiting for.
And I want to repeat what I said earlier. Full capacity.
Full capacity.
So do not slide yourself.
Don't slide yourself.
Don't say, oh, I don't need to do that. You need to do all of it. Because in order for you to get to the place where God needs to use you, you have to operate in full capacity. Don't half it.
Yes.
Don't do a part of it. Do every single element and do it great. Full capacity.
Well, your mom has said it. She said it's already done. It's not about you. It's about what God wants you. What?
That's not even
about. Yeah, that's what we was talking about. It's not being who we want to be, but being who God is transforming us to be. Right? And if it was up to Stephanie, she wouldn't have no music out.
I really wouldn't.
That's why I think I love the timing of it, because this is something that we've talked about for years, and Pillow Talk talked about years. For me snapping on her, talked about it for years. You know what I mean? Of just the fact of like what she has. You know what I mean? That's the thing. For me, it was like, I love what I do, but like, it was just, what about her? Come on, like, I mean, but right. Steph is just like, because she's so humble, it just makes it easy. Like we talked about earlier, because you be who you are, it makes people to love you and want to support you and want to give to the vision and give to what God has blessed you to do. So I'm excited about that.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing?
I'm so excited for you, Steph.
Thank you. You see how I try to just go to JP? I'm like, Thank you.
It's time, but literally, Right now, we got St. Culture Collection. I'm the CEO of St. Culture Collection.
Let's go.
Line. So
I got my socks in my head.
so we actually, yeah, this is just pieces of it, but
Yes, I was cracking up when we first came out. I said, you better go ahead and promote that.
always it's gonna sit there all the time.
That's right.
But you know, we dropped it in October, right? We launched in October, sold out October. It was I wasn't surprised because I knew what God showed me in the vision, and when me and Steph sat down and laid out everything with our partners, like it was, I knew what God showed me. So that wasn't a surprise, but to the fact of the demand that I'm getting now is a surprise. The demand is like, oh, okay, like, you know, when you're looking at the website and you're seeing people trying to get stuff, and it's like, we sold out. You can't do that. Wait, we want to read another redrop, but it's like it's God's word, what He said.
Yeah,
it shows you what you are. I'm not trying to. And the thing was, you know, people dropping stuff, they just getting blanks and putting this stuff. I was like, nah, I want to make
quality. Quality.
I said I really wanted, and that Steph was like, yo, babe, you ready to drop your stuff? And I was like, yo, I'm for let to drop it. 6 years. I'm for let it drop. I'm for let. And I tried to drop some other stuff, and it wasn't. And you know, I shout out to Kyle T, because even when they bought this first batch of when I was like, yo, this is what
we still wear our t-shirt.
Crazy.
Listen,
that joint was hot. We still wear. I told people be asking us about it. We definitely do try. We try to support everyone.
They definitely did. But y'all supporting it, and then like when I said, okay, all right, I want to make it. I don't want to just buy blanks. And I want to like create the length. I want to create the look, the texture, and we said everything.
We got our own zipper.
Let's go.
Wait, you said your own zipper?
But I really wanted it to be not I didn't want to be apparel. I wanted it to be like this is the brand. And that's where we stayed and worked and had mistakes and everything, but you know, God really found the right people. I found the right people to come together. And you know, now we're dropping. We're gonna have a fashion show coming up in March, so that'll be on the lookout. March is her CD release. I mean, her single release. March is our fashion show, St. Culture Collection. So
if you need any plus size models, let me know.
Oh, it's going to be a fashion show that really is different. It's not going to be the regular. You walk down the runway.
That means you're not the look.
I'm not the look. Jeez.
That was his nice way. He's like, it's going to be different. Like, walking down the runway.
Shut up. But it's going to be something.
I'm ready for it. You know you're going to be there, Mom.
It's going to be something that again, like I said, as you're saying, like the visions that God gave you. I sit there and I talk to Steph, like, yo, is that whack? Is this, that? And she like, nah, babe, I think that's something we on something. So I feel like the thing I've been sharing that with my pastor, like Pastor Ted's like, yo, what we've been killing at is like, yo, gotta tell Steph something. He'll tell me, we come together, and it's like, oh, it's easy. This is done deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm excited about these next releases. So that's what I have coming up. We have that St. Culture Collection. If you ain't been on there yet, follow us. Go to our website, www.stculturecollection.com.
So I must give a shout out to this corduroy hat, because I never, like, I'm not even joking. I think I said something about
the pen. We're looking for the pen. Yeah, the pen.
Oh, the pen. Yeah. First off, all right. So let's talk about the corduroy hat. First off, I don't believe I really saw a corduroy hat. I think I saw one like the week before, and I was like, yo. On somebody, I was like, yo, I ain't never seen a corduroy hat. And then I come to it. First off, shout out to your grand, what was it, like your pop-up or
the launch.
Okay, the launch. There you go. I never went into a store and experienced that before, I should say. Like, honestly, it was just like the energy was amazing. The vibe was amazing. The people were amazing. The checkout process was amazing. It was like, that's because my sister was on there. So
yeah, she definitely set that up.
No, but I like just even how it flowed. Like, this is what I'm getting. It's like you're not even really touching the product. So that's one of the things that I really did like, in all honesty, because you don't know where people's hair's been. But I like how like it went to the person wrapped it, the next person bagged it, and then I went to check out and paid for it, and then they gave me my product. So I like it, and it cuts down on theft. But to be real, but no, I'm serious. I really like this. So shout out to the launch, and definitely shout out to the corduroy hat because it exceeded my expectations. Because again, I'm thinking I'm gonna just go get me just the like a baseball cap, and I was like, yo, I'm about to get a corduroy hat that I just saw somebody had a corduroy hat. I was like, yo, corduroy hat, that's dope. And I walk in, I get a corduroy hat. So I was really, and I liked it because it was just like the quality and it was simple, wasn't all this stuff. Like it was just simple. But I think the thing that really got me was the pin. And I was just like,
the pin is ordered.
I've just never seen a pin that goes on the hat. So I really put it up to the camera a little closer so the folks can see it. You ain't never seen no pin like that on no hat. Like, and you can detach it and wear it as a tie clip.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wear tie clips.
Tie clip though? Wow.
Nina says she loves her hat too. Yes, love the hat. So, but I'm super excited, y'all. I really am excited. This is my husband's last time on here, so
we need to do a poll. Do y'all want me back? No, I gonna take over.
Nah, I'm sure that he will pop up. But
here and there.
I did want to say, because one of the things is I asked them to promote, but you did not promote your show.
Oh,
he has a show that airs in, unfortunately, it airs not in this market here, but fortunately.
So it's on. So the Dose of Love radio show, it's on Virginia Beach, Savannah, Georgia, and also Shreveport, Louisiana, on the radio every weekend. Also, I'm on about 5 different internet radio stations, so they can be anywhere. Check out my page at Mr. Kyle Glover for all those spots. And each week we have our podcast that we post called A Dose of Love. It's on all podcast platforms.
Yes.
So you can go to any platform, whether you matter what kind of phone device you have. You can go to Alexa and says, "Hey Alexa, play Dose of Love podcast,"
and it comes up.
So if anybody just come up for somebody just now,
look how screaming it right here, T.
Right.
He said it might have
came up for somebody right now. So
and he has the light face on the promo flyer. Look for the light.
Yes, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Is all
y'all gotta go to the last 2 episodes because I was on there. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Just listen to the last 2 episodes. No, I'm just playing.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just playing. But he was so kind enough to let me grace his show. So I'm super proud of you, honey. So thank you so much for your gift that you give the world.
Amen.
I'm very proud of you.
Amen.
I'm excited for where God's going to take you to, even with your your radio show. And the same word that I believe that you release to them is the same word that you will take on for yourself. But because I'm connected to you, I'm going to take that word for me because we won. So amen. Yes, but thank you. I'm being serious. Like that's I gotta work on what I gotta be serious and what I gotta be funny.
I was serious too. I was in a receiving posture.
Okay. All right. All right. I love y'all. Listen, I want to thank y'all so much. I'm so honored. I'm not even joking. I told y'all I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all sharing it. I appreciate everyone that has supported. I appreciate y'all. But they closed out the year. I am so speechless. So speechless. I really am.
Yes, thank you.
No, I really am. I'm very grateful. I'm honored to know you. I'm so grateful that you guys definitely was on. I appreciate y'all. And I'm excited about everything that y'all have coming up in March. Y'all know we'll be there for the single, we'll be there for the fashion show. Whatever it is, we'll be there. So I appreciate y'all for real. If you listen, for all my folks that's on here, I need y'all to like and share this because this was like, when I say good, this was good. So I definitely need y'all to make sure that y'all like and share. And I'm still debating about if I'm coming back on Monday, but y'all see, I'll post it. I know, but it's New Year's Day. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Now I gotta go to work the next day.
So maybe what we'll do is, well, you have to. Do you want to skip next week, come back the following week, or how this? When you decide,
this is gonna be a conversation that we're gonna have.
Yeah, when you decide
in a minute. But
y'all
yes,
got staff meeting. Y'all have your staff meeting.
Yes, like we about to have a whole staff meeting.
So I'm gonna care.
No, this the crazy.
I'm going back to being her producer behind the scenes.
Y'all, he really is over here on the side though, like.
Yeah, like I'm producing my own camera.
But anyway,
we'll be on it.
I appreciate y'all gracing the 9th episode. I really do. I'm not even joking. I'm so honored and privileged. Again, thank you so much for being a blessing to us, our family, and also to the people. Our kids is included in that too. So I thank y'all, and I really appreciate y'all. I'm excited for St. Culture. I'm so excited. I was there. I got my hat. I got my socks. Because all I really wanted was my socks. I just wanted people to see my socks and my Crocs. Like, I just wanted people to see my socks and my Crocs. I'm not even joking. But I'm dead serious. She's serious. I really appreciate it. And you, Steph, you already know. I am already when is it coming? Like, let's go. I'm so excited about it. I really am. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Please make sure that you like and you share. Thank you for all the comments. I saw all y'all over there. Nina, Miss Carol, Miss Laverne. I love y'all. I really do. I love every last one of y'all. So thank you so much, y'all. Have a good night.
Peace.